When I first heard that we were going to Avernus early on in Baldur's Gate 3, my first thought was, what? Avernus is an extremely dangerous place where every step you take very well could be your last. So the fact that our time in Avernus is spent entirely on the Nautiloid and that we get out of there as fast as we can made a lot of sense. It is in no way a place where level 1 characters should be able to be for more than a few minutes without dying. With that said, however, I think it's safe to say that we'll return to Avernus, and I think that it will be a place of great importance later on in Baldur's Gate 3. Why do I think so, you ask? What a great question. Well, there are two things really. One is my favorite character in the game so far, Raphael. The fact that a devil shows up so early in the game, showing an interest in us after we've had the Mind Flayer tadpole inserted into our heads, is interesting. Is it because devils don't appreciate the fact that Mind Flayers take people that could otherwise give their souls to devils? Could be. Or is this tadpole especially interesting for some reason? We already know that it's not a normal Mind Flayer tadpole. If we enter Halsin's chamber in the Druid Grove and read his research notes or autopsy report for the dead drow who had a tadpole just like ours in his head, the last word written down is altered. Maybe this altered tadpole possesses some power that would interest the devils, or they consider it even more of a threat than normal tadpoles. Either way, they've caught the attention of Raphael. Secondly, let's talk about the tabletop RPG adventure Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. This adventure largely takes place in Avernus as the entire city of Elturel is being dragged down into Avernus by a deal made between Zariel, ruler of Avernus, and Thavius Krieg, the High Overseer of Elturel. As you can see here, the city is being dragged down into the river Styx by these chains connected to some pillars or constructs or whatever we should call them. Keep these Avernian constructs in mind because we'll talk more about these in 1 minute. The story of Baldur's Gate 3 begins right after Descent into Avernus. The events in this adventure will have consequences not only for the city of Elturel but also for Avernus and its ruler Zariel. Avernus is the front line of the Blood War and in constant conflict.
I was a prisoner, forced to fight in the Blood War, the eternal battle between bad and worse.
This is why the city of Elturel is taken. Zariel is in need of new souls to strengthen her armies. At the same time, there's a conflict between Zariel and her second-in-command, Bel, who ruled Avernus before Asmodeus demoted him to make way for Zariel. The canonical ending to the events in Avernus has the city saved. This is a big failure on Zariel's part and should mean that by the time of Baldur's Gate 3, Avernus is in a more dire situation than expected in the Blood War, and Zariel's position as a ruler may come into question. In my opinion, Bel should be in a pretty good position to challenge Zariel and try to reclaim his position as ruler over Avernus. And these are loose ends that I just can't see how Larian would decide to not follow up on. And as a last point, these Avernian constructs can actually be seen in the opening cinematic of Baldur's Gate 3, as Lae'zel looks out over hell from inside of the Nautiloid. 3 of them, because of course, are floating in the air. Are they a common thing to see in Avernus? Or are they perhaps remains from Zariel's foiled plan to drag Elturel down into the river Styx? Either way, it's a nod to Descent into Avernus, and I can't look at it in any other way than there being some sort of a continuation to that adventure in Baldur's Gate 3. What do you guys think? I know saying that Avernus will be a part of a Baldur's Gate game isn't a very bold prediction, but like I said, considering how early we're introduced to Raphael and the loose ends from Descent into Avernus, I think and I hope that it will be a place of great importance later on in the game. I'd love to hear what you think about revisiting Avernus. You can use the comment section to let me know, or head on over to my Discord server, or you can come talk to me on Twitch where I play a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 these days. Links to the things can be found in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.